fucking 2 minutes
He just
past
likes
15.
it. He likes it greasy and dripping. I get it. I hear you.
He likes greasy.
Who doesn't like it greasy and dripping?
Who does? I don't. That's a good.
No one that
point.
I call friend.
Good. Chat. Do you like it greasy and dripping? That's what we want to know.
That's the whole topic for today.
That is
the agenda's out the window.
This whole podcast is going to be greasy and dripping, pretty much.
I mean, it's not good unless you could wipe it away with a towel.
I thought you were talking about the podcast. You're like, it's not good. I'm like, well, probably not wrong, but also
can you wipe this podcast away with a towel? No, it's still here.
No, it's still here. So we need to work on our creepy and dripping capabilities here for the podcast.
I don't got to work on that, man. I am always greasy and dripping.
Okay.
It's constant, just constant.
Chance the master at this. You know, he's always greasy and dripping.
I mean, there's some things in life you got to focus on. You know, this is one of the. You guys are good at. You know, Alan's great at playing music. Shade's actually successful in business, and I am really good at being greasy and dripping.
I mean, it's such a medium thing of you to say. You know.
Listen, that was way more polite than I thought he was going to say about me. I'll tell you that. He was like, Shade is. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this?
I was just giving us all compliments, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah. Sometimes everybody needs a little pick-me-up, right?
Yeah.
Listen. A good friendship is built on roasting each other. So I was just mentally ready for the opposite of something nice.
Facts.
I know. I started off this morning just roasting. That's the day we're going today.
I mean, it's true
like
though.
Norton in the photo. What photo?
Oh, I don't know what they're talking about.
The what? The thumbnail?
The thumbnail.
Oh, I didn't see the thumbnail. Oh God, what did you do to me? What did you do to me? I've never been called that I look like Ed Norton.
I didn't do anything. I just literally just threw a photo of you in the thumbnail.
Ed Norton in 1998 or Ed Norton today? It's a very different question.
Let's assume 1998 because I'm like the youngest one here. So hopefully. Yeah,
I kind of hope he's talking about in 2025.
Hey, I destroyed. Don't worry, we just started. We're a little late today. So you're good. You know, you're good.
It's going to be a chill podcast, guys.
Welcome to the Solid Sound Podcast. We're going to talk about some Slaughter to Prevail controversy, and we're going to watch Shade try to rank some bands. And he decided to put only the bands that he likes. Any other band he didn't put was absolute trash, according to him. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this list. Just setting you up, Shade, and much more. So if you have any gripes with this, you know, just go to our Discord server underneath the podcast. Tag Shade with all your hate comments. He'll appreciate it.
Facts.
You know what? If you have any complaints, reach out to our HR department. They will have a conversation with me about it.
Our HR department is dicodec at gmail.com.
Hey. Wait, who wants to run the HR department in chat?
Let's send it back to our old podcast mates. Wavepotter at gmail.com.
There you go. Yeah.
He takes all the complaints.
HR is
Could you imagine if that actually happened? They started sending it to him.
I'm going to clip Wave on this right now. I'll be like, hey, bro, you're our HR department now. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we really appreciate all your help.
Please consider donate the Waves Patreon. Okay, guys? He's going to be taking the heat. All right, guys. Well, so Slaughter to Prevail had this thing come out. Tank the Tech put out a video. So there's controversy that was involving Slaughter to Prevail and their now former drum tech, Thomas Finch, who publicly alleged serious mismanagement, mistreatment, and non-payment during their recent tour. The YouTuber Tank Tech, who works very closely to Slaughter to Prevail and many other bands in the industry, he was hesitant to kind of cover this video, but he did it anyways because he was talking to Finch and talking to the techs and kind of just getting information from everyone. So the allegations that Finch brought out in his initial statement was, I got a ChatGPT summary here. No payment or delayed payment for the work performed is what he stated. He stated that the crew was not getting food, support, proper communication was poor, poor leadership, new management, and tour manager. And then he brought up the stage prop things, how they were wasting money and didn't put those on the stage. which I think that was just thrown into a statement just to add to everything.
Yeah.
So he alleged that he was told to get fucked when he asked for payment. Claimed he bought food for the crew out of pocket and wasn't reimbursed. Called the toxic environment and stated his intent was to protect other crew from the same treatment. Said he was later paid minus pizza, and the band began issuing NDAs after he left.
I love that he
Paid
had to
minus pizza.
mention, the pizza part, because like it must have been such an insurmountable number that it needed to be its own separate little case here.
And I'm sorry, but all his statements, he put out 2 of them. It's just really strange that he just mentioned his business every single time. You know, if it even if you did on the first one, why the second one? Also, I wouldn't mention that. If I really had a complaint with someone, I'm not gonna sit there and try to like mention about how I do drum heads for a bunch of bands and this is what I do. I thought that part was strange, you know. But why
Also,
not? Right? So it feels like he's just taking advantage also in that aspect. Maybe all this stuff was legit, but it makes it less legit when you're just sitting there trying to push your business.
It feels less legit when you have to go public with it. Like if it was an actual matter of litigation, then you would do this behind the scenes and get settled and then go public to talk about your story, right? If he wants to do it as he's trying to warn other people, is I guess the way he's trying to frame it. Yeah. It doesn't really make sense to do that before you've come to a settlement with the band, because now you're definitely not going to get what you want. So he's clearly just doing this for publicity, which is why he's plugging his business. And I don't say it's bullshit. He may have not been paid. I don't really care. That doesn't matter. But like,
I don't think
did pay him. It seems that he wasn't paid because the band admitted that there was something going on. I believe they claimed that it was he gave them incorrect banking information originally. But
so, anyways, Slaughter to Prevail got a lot of backlash from this, and the vocalist Alex Terrible and the band eventually issued an official statement. They didn't respond right away, but after all the backlash they did. They said that they always pay their crew, and Finch left without prior complaint. Claimed Finch left after learning he wasn't being retained for future tours. Asserted the issue was with management, not the band. Addressed logistical hiccups like hotel rooms, flights, and said they were handled. Suggested Finch use the situation to promote his drum business. Said Finch's bank info caused payment issues, not mismanagement. And I'm like, all that sounds like actual legit stuff, you know? It really does. And then as far as like the hotel thing, when he mentioned about them like sharing the room, when I was on tour, like Gus G, he got a room and then we all used his shower. So like the crew and everything would just like cycle out and do the shower. That was a very, very common thing. And same thing with other tours that I went on. We always
so this
just,
is you
like,
coming
rotated.
out now, complaining, right? This is your
this is me.
This is you venting about it.
Yeah, I'm complaining so much right now. But I'm like, it's so weird. Like, it's a very common practice. And for somebody that's been in the industry for so long, like, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Did he always have his own room and stuff? We never got our own room. Like, but I don't know. Maybe drum techs get their own room. I don't know.
I mean, listen, if you're touring with this band, right? You're not the only tech. You're not the only crew member.
Yeah.
So why is he the only one that didn't get paid? Like, you'd think if this was like a business malpractice, then there'd be a lot of people coming out saying, hey, I didn't get paid either. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, they said it was this or that. Like, no, it was clearly something on his end. Like when the misaligned variable is that one person. Yeah. So it's pretty obvious where the fault lies.
So Tank the Tech investigated this a bit. He contacted Finch, band members, current crew, and management. Many of Finch's claims, this is just summarizing his video. Make sure you go watch the full hour video that he put together. He explains everything in more detail. But he said many of Finch's claims were were found to be exaggerated or lacking full context, including the alleged 128,000 inflatable expenses that the actual entire production budget, not props. So it was like we were just saying, it felt like it was thrown in there. So it wasn't even what he was saying. It was like all of the budget, not just the inflatable props. Crew paid flights were reimbursed, a common industry practice. Yep, that always happens. I got paid weekly. They always paid me at the end of a week. That's how I always got reimbursed. But tour managers allege you'll get paid when your good and ready line seemed unrealistic, and no evidence Finch ever raised his concerns directly to the band before quitting. That's the part I have an issue with, because whenever we had gripes on tour, we always brought it up at the end of the night. Always. It was like we always had like a little meeting or something, be like, hey, everything went well, or if there's an issue, the manager would have a meeting in the morning and we'd all discuss and talk about, hey, this is what's got to change for the future shows because X, Y, and Z didn't go properly this show prior. Finch refused to share his indisputable proof when asked. See, that's a red flag for me. Tank believes there was a genuine communication failure, but no malicious intent from the band. He also acknowledges the band is growing rapidly, which often leads to growing pains and internal disorganization, which is totally true. I mean, in any type of business, there's always going to be growing pains. And for instance, like this past week for me with the work that I do, we're like opening businesses and then setting up stadium stuff, and like it's just growing so big. It was a small business, so we improved it, and we're going through a lot of growing pains. And things are just going to fail, you know. And then you're going to have to pick it up, apologize, move on, get it fixed and sort it out, you know? It's a very common thing. It just sucks with like online culture. It just gets like, amplified so much. Well, especially when someone like this Finch guy just like throws up a fucking post. Like at least talk to them first. And then if they don't communicate with you, then okay, fine. Like then maybe air it out. I don't know, even that, because then you're going to be known as that guy that started shit with Slaughter to Prevail. It's like think
about I just don't get it from his perspective. Like doing this, you get the publicity for your own business, I guess, but like what other tour manager is going to want to hire you now? You know, like this doesn't do good for your personal brand. It's not good for Mr. Finch.
So for some reason he thought it was good, and I don't know, does he still have deals and stuff after this? Simno said in the chat, it says since Alex's latest short, their factory/warehouse for the mask collapsed. Oh, because of the earthquake, right? They had a giant fucking, what was the 8 magnitude earthquake or something in Russia.
Yeah, that's right. That caused like tsunami in northern Japan.
Yeah,
dude, I wonder if Thomas Finch is behind the collapse of he probably started the earthquake. Let's get to the bottom of this, guys.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed that Slaughter to Prevail has been like mentioned a fucking lot lately, dude, with a lot of like things. I don't know if it's just because of our algorithm. Maybe it's probably just our algorithm.
I don't know. Like Tank said, they're growing really fast, right? So when that happens, people start to take notice, start to hit you from different avenues. You know, I think that we're going through a little like explosion of people in our circle, at least, starting to really understand who they are, and they've worked with Baby Metal. You know, that helps a lot, obviously, for the people that like us who know Baby Metal before Slaughter to Prevail. But I do think that they're going to like get more and more popular over time, just in general, not just with our demo.
For sure.
I do want to say, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, if he spoke, this Finch guy, if he actually did speak to the band manager, and the band manager essentially told him to go get fucked, I'm trying to put myself in that position, right? Like, let's just assume that that's true for the sake of argument. If I'm working for a band and I speak to the manager about whatever issue I have, and he tells me to go get fucked, I don't think I am going to the band. Now, I'm not going online and bitching about it, but
I think that's the issue.
I don't think I'm going to individual people like over his head at that point. I think I am trying to find a different out in this situation.
But would you not say that going public to millions of people is not going above their head as well?
No, I agree. I wouldn't have gone public either. This is the same situation as like when we were talking with Ronnie Radke a few weeks back, right? And I was saying, like, you know, the fact that he came out and he divulged all of this information made me believe it less right off the bat. It's the same situation with this. This guy comes out, he makes a big stink about it publicly. I am instantly feel like he's got an axe to grind or an agenda that goes beyond just the truth. And therefore, I'm like less likely to listen to all of his bitching, right?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But at the same time, the manager is your boss. The band's not your boss. The band manager is your boss. That's the person that's hiring you. So like, my boss tells me to go fuck myself, I'm probably, I don't know, I might sue him, you know, but I don't know what I'm doing in that situation.
If I was in that situation, if somebody says, I just quit and not make a big deal out of it, because it can spiral out of control after that, you know, and then end up hurting you in the long term, you know?
Yeah, but you're saying after he got paid.
No, I'm like saying like, I would just quit, like, right? I would just never work with him again. You know?
Yeah, there's no way though that I'm not getting paid for that. I don't know how much money he hadn't gotten paid at that point, but I'm making sure I get paid before I'm out of there.
But he did get paid.
I agree. I'm saying, at what point do you quit though? As soon as he tells you to go get fucked, or after they pay you after the discrepancies? Because I'm staying until everything like that, the financially is solved, and then I'm quitting because I don't like the situation that I'm in.
True,
but I'm not just quitting without getting paid.
From a timeline standpoint, did he get paid before or after he went public? Like, do we know if he did all the?
He got paid before going public. He got paid before going public because in his statement, that's what he's saying. It went the way that Champ is saying. He's like, he said, "Go get fucked," and then stayed just a little bit longer, and then he did get paid, and then he left.
Okay.
Yeah, so in that situation, I'm quitting after I get paid. You know, and just because like Shade said before, who the fuck is going to hire you after they actually paid you, and then you still went public and bitched about the situation? Nobody wants to work with you anymore, dude. Like, you just screwed yourself.
So yeah, we had a guy we were trying to hire. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Alpha said the fact he ran to the internet and got a lawyer tells me all I need to
know. And not a lawyer.
Yeah. And not a lawyer. Yeah. Oh, and not a lawyer. Okay. Why? Yeah, I read that wrong. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, exactly. If he didn't do that. But anyways, Shade, you were saying someone in your company.
Oh, just like an anecdotal. We were trying to hire a sales manager in my job, and so we were interviewing him. And naturally, when you're at a mid-level management position like this, we call around for references. So imagine like not needing to call for references because everyone fucking knows that you suck. Like, we didn't have to. Like, what if we didn't have to call? We could just go to the internet and realize, oh, this guy's not good for the culture. You know, he's not going to be a good fit because he sucks. He might be good at his job, but he sucks.
Yeah.
It
doesn't even matter how good they are at your job if you can't trust them, right? Like, you have to have people that you know are going to be able to like work with you and not work against you. The worst thing is like an internal struggle with your employees, and it's like this guy basically just put a giant red flag on his head for anybody that's thinking about using him as, hey, if anything goes wrong, even if it's something out of our control, like, this guy might make a big stink about it. And who wants to deal with that drama? Nobody.
Yeah. He left a drummer without a tech when there were still shows to do, which is not cool either. Yeah, I would have completed the job too, for sure. But then just never work with them again. That's how I would have went about it. I would have just finished it. Yeah, it would have sucked probably just having all that, tension and everything. But whatever, the tour ends eventually. They only had like a few more days, right?
Yeah. So there was also something that said like that they had been warned before they hired him that he might be a problem. I wonder what that was, the warnings that they got, if it was from other bands or other band managers that said, like, this guy's tried to start shit with us also. Like, that's the part that I'm most curious about, because I do feel like, whenever you go into any of these situations, if somebody, I just want to know what was said, because if it was just like something like, hey, be careful with this guy, that's enough for me right off the bat to be like, oh shit, like, he's clearly had issues before, so I don't know, man. He comes across as somebody that I would not be doing business with after this, and I might not have even tried in the first place.
We need a good Slaughter to Prevail story. No.
Yeah. I want to talk to the band manager. I want to hear
this poor band, dude. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Just reach out to the manager. See if he wants to go on a class or something.
Because listen, I've worked in jobs where like it's not fun, but it's like a toxic thing. Like, yeah, your manager might tell you to get fucked. What did you do to deserve it? Like, what did you do to get fucked?
Yeah. That's a really fucking good point. If somebody goes up to you being like, "Where's my money? You haven't sent it yet," and comes at you like super aggressive about it, we don't know how he asked for the money, right?
Yeah.
We don't know if he's like, "Hey man, I just noticed that I didn't get paid yet. Is there some issues going on?" Like, that's a different story. Or if he asks, "Hey, where's my money? I didn't get it yet." That's a whole that would send me through the roof. Like, if somebody came,
because he's dealing with every single day on tour. Like a tour manager's got to be like 1,000 things on their checklist to get done to make sure everything goes right. The last thing he wants to worry about is a fucking like an ACH payment going through. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I
fuck off.
I literally had a situation on Friday. I had a person I was training. They're going to take over a store or whatnot, and they called me because we had some event set up or whatnot, so they had to stay later or whatnot. And one of the crew members got overwhelmed and kind of like had a breakdown. Right. So long story short, he calls me and he's like, you need to never do that again. And I was like, what? And I was like, I had to be like, hey man, first off, you don't want to talk to people like that, like, because you're going to get the wrong reaction from other people. Luckily, you're talking to me, but you can't do that anymore. That will not happen. Otherwise, I'm going to have to let you go. So it's all on how you deal with this, how you communicate with them, Of course, I'm dealing with kids. Like, I'm dealing with 20-year-old and less. So, you have to, you're in that coaching kind of thing. So you deal with that all the time. And some managers just get pissed, if you come out. I can imagine other managers just going off on this kid. If he said that to anyone else, they would have cussed him out and told him to get fucked.
But again,
Probably,
like, that sort of like one of the roles of management is to be able to communicate properly with your employees or your contracted, personas. Yeah. And like, I'm not saying that like, this guy might have come in there and been like just a total fucking disaster, Finch, and he could have just been, fucking throwing his arms up in there and being like, dude, I'm gonna kick you in the balls. Like, for all we know, he could have said whatever he wanted, right? But like, I do feel like the accountability when it comes to proper communication falls on management, because that's what they get hired to do, right? Like, to be able to speak to different tiers of employees and be able to communicate properly.
Bro,
so he did fail in that way also, in my opinion.
That's why I'm saying it is on the band manager, but maybe the proper communication was get fucked. Like, maybe that is the proper for that moment. Maybe it was.
I'm sorry. I have to disagree with it. I mean, trust me, I've worked with so many managers that would say that. Like, there's so many managers that are horrible at communication. Like, I've only had like one good manager in my entire 20 years plus in the industry, like just working. Like, I've only had.
But what did you just say there? You just
like,
said one good manager, right?
Yeah,
so you're saying that the other ones were doing a bad job.
Yeah, they were. Like,
so,
I only
so
had a
you're
couple of good ones,
supposed to be able to communicate properly as a manager.
It blows my mind how many people really suck at the job at managing. Like, it really does.
Well, because some people are just really good at something, and so the natural progression is to get into that like next level of that role. So like, he might be really good at organization, might be really good at making sure shit gets done. That's why he got the band manager title. But maybe he sucks with people. Like, might be really good at getting shit done, but sucks with people. And they're like, listen,
for sure,
it's a trade we have to make here. This guy.
Yeah, it's funny that we're talking about this right now because I've been on this series of interviews with this company that I'm not allowed to disclose right now, but it's for a facility manager position, right? And the whole reason that they're looking to hire somebody like me is because the previous managers have failed miserably at being able to communicate properly with the rest of the teams. Yeah. And they think it's slowing them down and causing all kinds of stress that doesn't need to be there. So again, like, Finch sounds like an asshole, right? But like, I do want to say, like, the manager probably could have done a better job in this situation also. Even if get fucked was the proper response. Sometimes you just don't say that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You let somebody else say it for you.
I'd like to go on the record. It's obviously not the right response.
No, I think
in a professional setting,
Shade is telling people to get fucked. That's what I took away from this. Shade is that manager.
To be fair, we don't even know if he actually said that, right? Like, this is Finch's account of what happened. So he might have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. We're working on it. We'll deal with this later."
There's nothing we can do. He might have been like, "There's nothing we can do right now. Like, we'll have to address this later." And he took that as get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. He very much could have been paraphrasing right there.
I want to listen to Shade's transcripts of his phone calls because I think he's telling people to get fucked. Like, no, you don't.
Well, he hasn't been fired yet, so if he is saying that, then it's working.
It's working.
They keep paying me. I don't know.
They keep paying him. So, I mean,
I don't know why. But they keep paying me.
Shade's just telling people to get fucked on a daily basis, and that's what he's hired for.
I've had to have some like weird conversations with people that are like, they should know. So I work in a job where like I talk with like CIOs, like chief information officers. And so these are people who've been in role for 30, 40, 50 years, right? Like, these are very well-practiced professionals. We shouldn't have to talk to them like they're children, but sometimes you have to, because some people are just, my God, they might be really good at what they do, but they are just incompetent in a lot of other ways.
Something that I've learned in management is you have to talk to everyone like a fucking child. But like, not like you know, demeaning or anything. Like you have to explain. You have to explain thoroughly is what I mean. I'm not gonna like go into like baby voice or anything, but you know, like you have to like actually talk.
Imagine.
To
Do you want to get paid?
I can't imagine.
Dude, what would you do if somebody just started talking to you like a baby?
I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. Oh, you just got blurry as hell.
Yeah,
you just put a filter over
my camera just died.
Censored yourself, literally.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, dude, but like that's also middle management. Like if you're in middle management, you have to speak like to your upper management and the people below you also. And it's like there's a totally different way to talk to those two. You know, if you're talking to upper management, they want you to be succinct, articulate, and direct to the point because they don't want to deal with any of this bullshit, right? But if you're talking to the people below you, yeah, a lot of the time you got to kind of spell things out a little bit.
Alan, are you still here?
I'm still here. My camera literally just died. I'm putting in another one.
Putting in another camera?
Putting in another camera here.
This guy's just rolling in the dough. He's got cameras on backup.
I was going to say.
My little cheap webcam. I'm like, that's all I got.
Just pulled another one out of his back pocket.
It's not turning on, so I guess I gotta go to the third.
The studio has perks.
Oh yeah, dude, the studio's coming along great though. I can't wait to start doing the full band jams and stuff like that.
That'll be fun.
Oh fuck it, we're gonna go with the FaceTime camera. There we go. There we go. You guys get to see me.
Oh, what's
that? Up close, Alan.
Yeah, up close, Alan.
Just grab the OnlyFans camera, Alan.
This is the OnlyFans camera. This is it right here, guys. This is what I use for OnlyFans. Welcome.
Yeah, that's the right angle, honestly.
It is.
Someone told me that OnlyFans was originally created for musicians, and like it was originally created for like musicians to like put music out like behind the scenes stuff for people to like.
That's why I'm on it, Shade. That's why I'm on OnlyFans.
And then it's like, and I don't know if this is true. I have no idea if this is true. This is literally just what someone told me. And they were like, yeah, within a week, it was immediately turned into porn. Like it was originally like, it was supposed to be like for the content creators and like, it's kind of like Patreon, right? Like a place for people to, you know, subscribe to them. And yeah.
It's
apparently you're right. I'm reading it right here. The site was originally made for music and other performers to provide clips and photos to their fans for purchase.
Yeah, that's why it's called OnlyFans. It's like just the fans.
And that's a genius name. Like the name is very catchy. Like OnlyFans, like genius. Whoever thought of that? It's so sad that it just turned into that and nothing.
Dude, else. they had even banned explicit stuff when it started becoming porn. Until they realized how much money it was making, and then they lifted it.
That's hilarious.
Just several months later.
Could you imagine being like a band, like maybe like an up and coming band that blew up on OnlyFans, and then now you have to tell people that that's how you got famous? You're like, it's like whenever someone asks me and my wife how we met, I'm embarrassed to say Tinder. I'm like, yeah, we met on Tinder, but it's like that's just it is what happened. Like I can't deny it. But it's like, man, I wish I had a cool story. They're like, we got really famous on OnlyFans, and there's just question marks that
that is a cool story, man. Like, I mean, you can't leave it at that. You got to keep explaining, right?
How many people have actually had a successful relationship off of Tinder, though? That's actually pretty impressive. I would say.
I don't know. I'm one.
You're one.
Yeah, there's probably quite a few, but the percentage of failed relationships is much higher than the successful.
Failed relationships is the glass half empty. I like to think of it as successful hookups.
Okay. There you go.
It's all perspective. It's all perspective.
Hey, when my wife, it was off of MySpace, so I mean, that's how we met.
God.
Yeah.
Jesus, what are you, 400 years old, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
You still friends with Tom?
I am, dude. We talk regularly, you know.
You're younger than me, dude. Like, I don't understand. I stopped using MySpace at like the age of 15. How could you have possibly met your wife on there?
Wait. How old are you? Wait, I guess I thought we were like the same age.
I got a year on you, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I was.
Wait, how old are you, champ? I need to know this because now I'm curious. I thought you were like 37.
39.
You're close. Yeah, you are. Oh no, you're not that much older. You're only 2 years older than I am. 37.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm 37.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what'd you find your wife in middle school, bro? Fucking amazing.
Hey, no, actually, like MySpace was still a thing when I was 19. Okay, all right. All right, guys, you ready to watch Shade struggle to do this Japanese tier list? Who's ready? We're about to
everybody just raise their hands in chat.
Yeah, just
I don't know how this got turned into Shade's ranking. This was originally just, hey, let's do a tier ranking as a podcast, and then Alan did the thumbnail, put the title, and then we all learned about it as we went live. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get trashed. I'm gonna get trashed.
See, Alan understands how to be a manager properly. He puts all of the accountability on somebody else.
He just clickbaited me live. Like, he clickbaited me live into this podcast. Fucking YouTubers, man.
We've been doing it for a while now, man. It just, it comes natural at this point.
Way to delegate.
All right. Let's pull this up. All right. So we're about to discover which bands Shay doesn't like. All right, here we go.
I'm just gonna watch my subscriber count just drop. I'm just gonna plummet.
All right. Wait, how are we doing this, guys? How are we starting this? So here's the list. Of bands.
So I was thinking. So the way it's rated, like S to D, like S is almost like perfect, like 10s across the board, right? S is almost going to be impossible. So most of the really good bands should fall in A or B, but S is going to be like, it's got to hit all three categories right on the nose. The way that I thought to rank them was to give some sort of structure was like overall music proficiency. So, how good they are able to play their instruments and sing, right? And then number 2, stage presence. So do they put on a good show? Like, are they just as fun live as you see them on the music videos, or even more so? And then overall identity. Like, do they stand out, or does their sound just sort of get blended into other generic, genres? Like, are they a standout band? Do they have their own identity?
Right.
So if you,
I think we gotta like include songwriting in the first one also.
Yeah, musical proficiency, like all of that, like the actual music side of it. Because I mean, to be a successful band, you can't it's not just about having good music. Like, you have to have these other things. If that was the case, bands like Asterism would be like ultra famous, right? Like, it's just you need other aspects to it. So
I'll help you guys out. I already
that's what I was thinking.
I'm just gonna knock out the S tiers real quick for y'all. That's kidding.
Oh god. Are you sharing the
I don't want you guys.
on
I don't want you guys to see what I'm doing.
I mean, I have the list. Hold on, I can just go to the. I made the list.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, all right. Let's start with, I guess, Bandmade first, right?
We can just go in the order that's listed there. That might make sense.
I fucked up. Let me refresh. I got it though. All right. So Bandmade, where are we putting them? I know Goat's gonna say S tier 100% because he loves Psyche's voice. His favorite vocalist of all time.
Bandmade's a fun one. Because again, if you go off those categories, I'd say like musical proficiency, pretty high up there. Like, they have insane talent on all their instruments. The stage presence, I think, is probably where they, funny enough, are probably more mid-tier. They do have really great live performances, but their performances, besides if they do like a special show, like the acoustic show, or one of those that they do like a dinner performance, like they're.
Wait, have you seen Bandmade live yet?
No, not in person. No, I'm just like, I've seen the like live shows on like YouTube and stuff. So
I think it's hard to judge stage presence without seeing them live.
Of course, but if that's the case, I couldn't be doing any of these because I've only seen Baby Metal and
true.
NBA.
So you only can vote on those two then. That's kidding.
All right, quick list. S&S, let's go.
Just kidding. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna clip that later.
Great.
Shade says Bandmade's mid-tier. Got it.
We talked about that last week, Alpha Omega.
Yeah. I'm saying in the performance wise, like, they kind of stand in the same place. Like, they're really just there rocking out, which is cool, but it's probably, I'd say, B as far as performance goes. And then identity. I mean, they're probably S for me as far as identity. Like, as soon as I started doing reactions on YouTube, immediately people were like, you got to check out Bandmade. Like, you got to check out Bandmade. Like, Bandmade. I'd put them at a solid A. I'd put them at a solid A for me. I'd say S tier music, S tier identity, and then probably B for performance.
Damn.
Alan?
What do you think, champ? I'm an S tier.
No. I
all the
said
way
your
through.
name first.
I'll S tier all the way. I mean, but I also seen them like.
We can't put S
live.
for everybody. Like
Okay.
we gotta be honest.
I already have my S tier. I have some D's actually in this list. There's a lot I would put in the D
There's
list.
a lot, huh?
Yeah. Quite a bit.
Okay.
At least 4 bands.
Alan's one of those people on like when you fill out that
D-tier.
form where it's like strongly disagree, strongly agree. He has nothing in the middle.
Yeah,
It's
there
always
is no
one
in the
or
middle.
other.
There's no in the middle. You're absolutely right. I see about 5 that I put in D tier here. What do you
It's pretty
think,
hardcore, man. Yeah, for Bandmade, this is pretty easy for me, honestly. I think that I see what Shade's saying about their performance aspect, not in the sense that they do anything wrong with their performance, but it's not like they have the big spectacle like some of the other bands do. They don't have the Nightwish spectacle or the baby metal spectacle, right? So, yeah, you could drop it down a little bit for that, I think. For me, I think
I got a quick question. For me, spectacle could be literally the crazy bass and guitar performances and all that stuff, though.
Could be, yeah,
right, but
yeah,
that would be
sure.
under the musical proficiency to me. Like, you see what I mean? Like that's why I separated the categories, because if it was just like overall, like they would be S tier for me, but I have to create some sort of like bearings, because you can't say that Bandmate. I think you're muted, Mike, Alan.
I'm muted.
I hear him.
Oh, maybe not. Never mind.
I was
like you can't. You, like it's just when you put someone like Maximum the Hormone and Baby Metal, like from a performance, like what they do on stage versus what Bandmate does, like they are just not on the same level of like intensity and like scale, and so it's hard to put that. Like, what did you say after watching Bloody Wood and Baby Metal? You're like, Bloody Wood was fucking awesome. I just wish they had more stage. Like I wish they had more stuff going on. Wish they had the fire and the lights and all that. That's what I'm saying. Like Bandmate just doesn't. That's not their brand to do all of that extra shit.
Yeah.
So I'm saying A just because that pulls them down a little bit.
Right. I get that. Yeah, so I think that yeah, I love their gimmick. I give that an A. I mean, I probably give that an S. I love their musical proficiency. That's an S for me. Not even because I think that they're like they're all really, really great at playing their instruments. Don't get me wrong, but it's more for like the songwriting aspect of it. Like they just are so solid across the board. They very rarely, if ever, write a bad song. I don't think there's enough negative in any of the categories for me to take it down from an S.
Yeah,
so I still sit pretty
I'm
comfortable on the S tier for them, I think.
That's why I was confused with which A. You were like S, but there's this one A, so we're gonna make the total A.
No, I said their live was like I'd put them like in a around like a B for like, but I haven't seen these. Like that's the tough part. I haven't seen them live, so it's like I'm just going off of what I see.
What's your overall grade? What's your overall grade then?
Overall is A.
See, that's
that
what
makes
overall
sense.
is A for me.
Okay.
And honestly,
I'm
like
still
they would
confused.
be an S. They would be an S for me, but there's I think for me it's like I put more priority onto your first category than I do on either of the other ones, and that's why. So like they're gonna sit at an S for me because I think they write really great music so consistently to the point where that happens more often with them than most of the other bands that I've ever listened to. And therefore that alone is such a strong, like an S plus for me over there, that it would bring any other negatives that would go into like an A category back up to the S anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like since there's so many S's in all the other categories, only one would be, you know, like you were saying, like not as much as crazy as a show, I guess. I don't know.
Listen. I'm not that far off from an S here. I'm not saying like they're shit live. I've never seen them. I'm just saying I'm trying to compare their live performances to like what I would consider an S tier live performance would be like Baby Metal, because they put on like a ridiculous show. And I'm like, it's hard for me to say that they're at the same level of the scale and like live, like what they do on stage. It's just hard for me to say that. But
I totally get that, man.
The other categories are so good. Like I'm not opposed to throwing Bandmate an S. I just, if it's my rating,
Yeah,
Shit.
I
All
think
right.
I think that, and Shade's not alone on this. Like, there's part of me that considered putting putting Bandmate at A also, just by breaking down the criteria that he had set forward.
Yeah.
I'm still slotting them at S though.
Perfect.
So
Clip
so
him saying that. All right, let's
that's
move on.
that's two S's and an A, which means that we're still sticking them in S. So
All right.
Yeah, I literally have a shirt. Like I made my own custom Bandmate shirt, so I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Bandmate.
yeah,
All right, what's next?
Bandmate's awesome, but it's like there are different levels to certain things, right?
Yeah, I think
All right.
I think for me, like, you know what? See, with Bloodywood, I wonder if it would have been different. You know, you brought that point up. I wonder if it would have been different if I was in front of them while they were playing, which I have been in front of them while they were playing.
Yeah.
You know,
It
that's
was
another
fun.
thing.
It was intense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
and you know what? Honestly, I can take other aspects of Bandmade and judge it, and that would bring them down that we didn't put into those criterias. To be honest, like honestly, the thing that bothers me the most about them, I think, is that their song structure has been very, very similar for many songs in a row, most recently.
well, I think that's why I like
And
that.
that would be like the biggest negative for me right now.
Unless you listen to that new album where they tried different structures, they definitely did different.
I
structures
did
on that
listen
one.
to the new album.
All right, we got to move on.
all
This
right.
is
Yeah,
gonna
well,
take-
let's go to the next one.
All right, Devil
There's going to be some bands that are going to require a lot more deliberation, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, but this would take 2 hours if we can go at this rate.
Yeah, let's go. What's next?
Deviloof.
Deviloof. Oof.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know enough about them to really have a ton of input here. I've only heard like a couple songs and they were freaky. Like it gave me nightmares.
Musicianship
Uh,
is great. I mean, but,
Yeah,
musicianship
they're
definitely
really
is
good
there,
at playing
but
their instruments.
I don't think I've seen them live or seen a performance of them live.
I don't know. This one I have to like leave up to the chat to rank because I don't know.
I have
Yeah,
seen
what
them
do you think?
live. I think that they're pretty good live. They put on a cool show.
DC.
The gimmickry is there too. It's like those almost go hand in hand with a band like that. You know, I'm not putting them higher than a B, and they might be a C for me.
It
B or
might
C.
be a C.
I like that. I like that. It's tough with some bands that are like this heavy, like that their gimmick is so like it's tough to go like big.
But that's part of it, right? Because it's like there are a lot of bands that share a similar style of gimmick, right? And some of them really knock it out of the park, and
Yeah.
some of them only get halfway there. And I feel like Devilloop is there, but not. They haven't hit the pinnacle of like that sort of style.
Yeah, let's go with the.
We'll go with B.
I'm
Yeah, let's go.
going C. I think
I'd go-
for
I'd go
myself.
Yeah, my vote doesn't have a lot of weight here. I'll say C or B. Either of those I'm happy with.
All right, we'll go C. I'm like,
Yeah, listen,
because
they've never written
songwriting
a
is
song that I've
good,
been like. Go ahead, sorry.
but their songwriting's good. But yeah, it's all pretty the same. For the most
Yeah,
part.
I don't think they have any songs that I've ever been like that. That one song, that was the one that fucking really stood out for me as like tremendous. Like they're solid.
Gotcha.
I like that.
All right, X Japan. I have no comments on this one. I really
Yeah, this
don't
is
know.
a tough one for all of us.
It's a tough one for me because like I'm not the biggest fan. Like I like some of the couple songs that I've heard and stuff, but I respect what they've done for the community and things like that, or for the musicians and stuff, and the legacy that they put forth for everyone. I just not into their music. Just not my
See,
thing.
we're gonna have the same argument with a lot of people, I think, that you have with people when they talk about like the Beatles, or even Black Sabbath for that matter, where it's like we know that they opened some serious doors and they did great and they were like the most over band of their generation, and compared to the other bands of their generation, really, really stood out. That being said, I can look back at a lot of the older music and see where we've evolved and stuff like that. And it's not my favorite style of music, but I think that like on iconicism, on like prevalence and how much they mean to the industry, they're an S. They have to be.
Yeah.
For the
I go-
actual playing of it, like their musicianship, I'm gonna give them an A. For their their gimmick, their stage presence, excuse me, I'm going to give them an A. And then for the third one, I'm going to give them an S, because that's where I think they shine the hardest.
Yeah,
But they're
I was
going
gonna
to
agree.
they're going to sit at an A for me.
I agree completely. I was like, I've heard like a small handful of their songs, and it's like the music itself, it's fun, like it's good to listen to, but it's definitely an older style. But just based off reputation and the identity aspect, which was that third category, I mean, they have to be S tier from the identity, because they've influenced almost every Japanese rock and metal band that, like, anyone who interviews them, they're like, oh, X Japan's our idol or whatever. So I'd say probably a solid A or B, just from
I think A
what
is
they've
fair.
done.
I think A is fair.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think A is fair
Japan,
too.
Japanese rock. Yeah.
Because, like, and hey, Chad, just so you know, like, we're talking about this, yeah, but like, Guns N' Roses is one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm probably slotting them in an A tier also, based on this type of career, criteria. It's
Yeah.
just, there's certain things that, you could be perfect in two categories and maybe not so perfect in a third one, and that's fine.
Yeah. I agree.
Your mic started sounding farther away. I don't know. Okay.
I went further away.
I was like starting into the echo going on. All right, baby metal.
Your mic went farther. Baby metal. This is the easiest S for me.
Easiest S.
Easiest S. They have, in my opinion, I mean, I can go on my tirade, but like they have, I think they have the biggest variety of sound in their discography. I think they put on, from what I've seen, some of the best shows from a performance and entertainment standpoint. And then identity. I mean, baby metal's like huge around the world for Japanese metal and rock, but also they open doors for other bands that are maybe outside of their genre by collabing with them. Like they have a better reach because they do all these collaborations.
You might even argue that like baby metal is the new X Japan, just in the fact of how many doors are opening for bands.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like the modern day. Not even just for Japanese bands, just like for even like female artists in metal in general, like that too, like, or just being okay with adding the dancing and the having the more fun, playful aspects to it, because then you got Hanabiye that comes in after, and, so it's just crazy. But I don't know how much influence they have on that, because with some of these bands, I know Maximum Hormone was like a huge influence for like Hanabiye, and even for Bandmaid, even for Kane from Bandmaid. Like that's a wild thing to think about, how much they've actually changed stuff when we get to them. But yeah, I say S tier 100%. But I also feel like I might be super biased. So
yeah, I mean, let's acknowledge like it's probably one of my favorite. It's probably like one of my favorite bands right now. Like over the last 6-7 months that I've been doing YouTube, like I've just been hooked. So I can acknowledge my bias here, but still, based off of like the categories, I mean,
because musicianship is really, really good on some songs. Not all of them, though. Definitely not all of them.
I guess that's where you can maybe put a little bit of pressure test it a bit, because they're not, the baby metal girls aren't the ones playing the music. So I guess you can add that as like a caveat. But to my original point, they have like the widest variety of sound. Like they have everything you can think, almost every subgenre, like they have kind of sprinkled their little baby metal dust on. And it's just hard not to. Like, they may not be playing the music like themselves, but their band is. Like, there's still people writing the songs and like performing it. So
it's funny. I actually got made fun of last night after my show for having a baby metal shirt on. So we were talking with a bunch of friends, like, yeah, you and your baby metal shirt. I'm like, what? So who gives a fuck?
I bet they're super. I bet they are super cool. I bet they.
We didn't talk very much longer after that. No, she gave me crap about it. Like,
is there any arguments on S tier for baby metal?
Champ has
yeah, hi. My name is Champ.
So
they're obviously an S on the later two categories, stage presence and like popularity and those things. For musicianship, it's a little bit complicated, because they do have different bands when they tour different areas and recording and stuff like that. And the Kami band in general is really good, but it's not the same every time. right?
Yeah.
So it's a little complicated there, and I do think that if we're looking at it from like a songwriting standpoint, creativity with the songwriting and stuff like that, they are very diverse. Um, and some of their songs like really knock it out of the park. You know, I love songs like Starlight. I love it when they get a little bit more serious. And I really like a lot of their like goofier songs, you know, like Karate and stuff like that.
Yama.
Still sits with me, yeah. But then they have a lot of tracks that I'm not into that are designed for live spectacle, which we already are giving credit to in the live performance section. So if I'm going to give them an S for live performance, and then I'm going to really enjoy a song like Papaya at the live performance, that's already slotted into category two. When I think about that song and the design of it, do I want to listen to it while I'm at home with headphones on? Not really. That's dropping it a lot. And I think they have a lot of songs that are mostly designed for the live spectacle of it. Um, so I'm not putting them at an S for that part for category one. I don't even think I'm putting them at an A. I think I'm putting them at a B. Not because I don't think that they're capable of hitting an S,
Because
but because
baby
I think
metal,
they.
B for baby metal, is that why?
Because what?
B for baby metal, is that why? That's kind of
Yeah, because yes, I was just doing it the alphabet. That's right.
That's the only reason, why, right?
Yeah, I just think that, like, you know, it's harder for me to listen to a baby metal album from front to back, just the album alone, rather than watching the live show, which I could do. I could watch any of their songs live, and I love their live performances. I'll go every time they come around.
I'm
you know?
surprised you're
But-
saying B tier, honestly. I would accept the argument for A for sure because of the musicianship, just like with like the other with X Japan, you know.
Well, it's more about the
kind of
songwriting than the musicianship, and like I'm saying, it's more because they intentionally write songs for live performances. The ones that they aren't writing intentionally for a live performance is much easier for me to like just jam out to in my car or whatever. But there are a lot that they're designing around that because that is their thing. They have this crazy live show. And Alan, like, what was the other song that I just like? I used to like, I hated it until we saw it live, and it was fucking awesome.
It was Papa Ya, wasn't it?
No, there was a second one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about because I don't know. Papa Ya was one of the ones I didn't like until I saw it live. Then
Yeah, but they have a few tracks that are like that I think are just so much better live.
Oh, the one with what's his name in it? Joaquin? Is it that one?
Yes, yeah, that one. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, BMC. There we go.
BMC
and honestly, Metally too. I'll throw that onto the list. Like, I just think that they're.
I love Metally. I can listen.
I just, well, you know, to each their own. I love like Doki Doki. I love Ine, or however you fucking pronounce that one. But there are just too many tracks where I think that they're not designed for me to listen to with my headphones on.
Homogenize, yeah.
That's dropping it down to B for me, so I'm putting them at an A overall.
I can't get into homogenize. So it's funny that you say that. So there's tracks that I won't listen to in my car. Like I won't listen to BMC in my car. I won't listen to Papa Ya in my car. Like I'm not listening to those songs. Like I'll listen to them live because I love watching them live. But I just can't get into my car. Like the songs that are on my playlist are always the more technical guitar ones, you know. And all the new songs, actually, all the new songs on my playlist.
I think the new album is my favorite to listen to with headphones, like not live. Like I think they did a great job of doing that, and I think they're kind of shifting a little bit in that direction where they're. But like as of right now, it's an A. I still think like there's fucking S plus in category 2 and 3. You know,
I'd say for the same reason that like Bandmade got bumped, I'd say Baby Metal has to get bumped to S. Like even if what you're saying, like from the songs being written for more live performance, like that is true because I find myself not listening to like the Spotify versions of a lot of the songs anyway. Like if I listen to it, I usually want to watch it as well.
Right.
But because of their brand and how big they are and like their iconicism plus their live performances being probably the most elite on this list, I'd say it's got to get bumped up. It's got to round up. Even if I can agree that some of their songs are definitely written for like they're a little repetitive. I'm not a big fan of any song that has like the I call them woes. Like literally they do it in monochrome. The whoa, like and the Road to Resistance too. Like I'm not a huge fan of that. Like when I'm listening to it, But watching it live, being at a live show, and like the whole crowd is chanting back, it's fucking awesome. But
I think
either
it's A tier, to be honest. I still would slot him as A. I'm like a huge fan of him.
would you?
But,
Didn't you give him an S? I mean, if both of you guys gave him an S, I'm the only one giving him an A. You should stick him an S.
I actually go with A just because they have more dings on them than the other ones. Like, because I would agree, like the musicianship is not S tier all the time, and the writing is not S tier all the time. So that's
I do think I think we both agree they can hit S tier writing.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely,
musicianship,
absolutely,
and they have many times.
But
it's just not necessarily always what they're designed to do.
Yeah, because then I could also I can see why Bandmate would be also A. Also, I don't
listen. If we're putting Bandmate S, Baby Metal's got to be S. That's my only. That's my only like counterpoint. If we're putting Bandmate S, Baby Metal's got to be with them. Like, if we move Baby Metal down, we got to drag Bandmate down too. They got to be line in line.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, for me personally, if I'm looking at it, like you're right. Here's where I agree with you. The reasoning that I gave for Bandmate staying at the S tier is the same reasoning that you're giving for Baby Metal, except in a different category. The reason I'm willing to say they can sit in S is because they are the best at categories 2 and 3. Even if category 1 is a B, categories 2 and 3, they're number 1 out of every other band. They are the most iconic currently, and they do have the biggest stage presence. So it's hard to slot them below S when they are literally top of the line at 2 of the 3 categories.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bump them up to an S if you are, Alan. That's up to you.
I think there's an A tier band. Like they're A tier. That's like I really do feel that way about them because like there's all
right. Let's take it to chat. Yeah, here they're gonna break our tiebreaker
all the way.
Let's put up a little poll here. Let's put up a poll. Put it up for a minute or something. I can't do that. It doesn't.
I think this is what everyone's gonna agree with here.
Does anybody have a way to do the polls?
Putting Bandmate at A and Baby Metal at A. I don't know. It's just. This is so hard.
Because then it's tough. Because when I look at the list, I'm like,
Shade, you suck.
Who would be an S tier?
Shade,
if neither Baby Metal or Bandmate makes it to S, nobody's making it to S.
Yeah, bro. That's how I feel. Like maybe Hannah BA.
But dude, bump them both up. Put them both at S. Just do it, man. Like,
I just want to state that I hate Shade for coming up with this idea to do this.
I'm having fun. I'm
having fun too. Bump them both up to S, man. We're not going to find better than
my
them.
brain hurts. Maximum Hormone's S tier for me. I'm just saying that's going S immediately.
Yeah, we'll see about that when we get there.
No, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. I'm putting them there. I don't even care what anyone says. They're staying in S.
He's like, it's my screen.
It's my screen. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. As much as I hate them right now.
All right, both S.
All right, everyone's in chat saying just both S. I think they agree. Let's do both S and then move on.
All right, they're already in S. They're already in.
All right, cool.
Well, Maximum Hormone's going to fucking S tier. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Is that the next band?
Is it?
We might as well talk about them next. No, they're not. But here,
going anywhere.
They're gonna wait their turn just like everybody else. They don't get any special treatment.
All right. Okay. So Duran Gray is next, right?
I'm going to start on this one. I think they're a B. I've seen them be awesome. I've seen them be less than awesome. I've heard great songs, and I've heard songs that bored the crap out of me. I love their gimmick. They're very popular. They have awesome stage presence. So for me, it's like going like B, A, but I don't think they're consistent enough with their songs. So the top one is like a B- almost, and I'm slotting them overall at a B.
Yeah, for me it's C tier for Duran Gray.
I'd go B. I'm with Champ on that.
I think
because I've heard stuff that I've really liked, and then I've heard songs on like Twitch where people requested. I'm just like it's forgettable. And that if it's forgettable to me, then that means it wasn't either the B or C category.
That's the problem. That's the problem with us not knowing Japanese. I think honestly, that this is one of those bands I think you have to know Japanese for. And if you do know Japanese, like it would hit a little bit different. I feel like
I would be able to understand it either way.
I think it's just
some of the vocals.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like it's lost in translation. Like it's something with them because they're a really huge group. You know, even
Yeah.
a lot of people are into it. I don't get it personally. And they do put on a show. They do have like S tier performances. I haven't seen them live, just from what I've heard. Like they put on an incredible show.
I've seen some of their live performances and they're fucking awesome. Like that's definitely where I think that they're the best overall. Like that's their most presence, right? But like I don't know, man. Like the inconsistency with the quality of the songs for me, like I'm sure that their fans love all of them, but I'm looking at this like I've heard, like 8 songs or whatever, and I would say that I probably liked 3 of them and felt okay about 3 of them, and 2 of them I was just like, okay, when is this gonna end? This is so long and boring. And they love making songs that are like 7 minutes long. And if the 7-minute song isn't fucking great, then it gets boring, I think. So, yeah, B for me.
Oh, they're saying like only 134,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Yeah, but
Spotify's tough to qualify though, because not everyone uses Spotify as their primary music source.
I'll go with B. I mean, like I'll go with you guys. I mean, you both say B, so I'd go for it.
Yeah, I mean they're big and they're not bad. They're just I don't think they reach the tippy top.
Yeah, it feels very niche. There's other Visual K bands I like way more. Like
me too.
Compared to Darren Gray, that I'd rather listen to for sure. Especially with all the songs you guys show me on the reaction stream.
Loop Kyle says just listen to their whole discography. Go, all right, buddy, I'll do it right now.
Just take a few minutes. Just take a few minutes.
I mean, they've changed sounds.
Take a half hour to listen to 2 songs.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. They're in B. There we go. All right. Maximum Hormone. All right. We don't need to discuss that. S tier. All right. Next band. Broken by the Scream. D tier.
Maximum the Hormone. I'll say a solid A.
I've listened to every single song by Maximum Hormone. Literally every single song. If you guys haven't listened to every single song, we can't rate it. Okay.
No, is that right?
Oh, now you sound like a member of the chat. Hold on.
Now you sound like that Finch guy. I don't know why, but I feel like he would have said something like that.
Y'all can get fucked, all right?
Get fucked, Alan. Get fucked.
Y'all get fucked. They're S tier, all right? And
no. I have a reasoning. I have a reasoning behind the A, and it's they have 2 S tiers, so I think they're musically talented. Like the proficiency S, stage presence and performance heavy S. I think they put on a crazy show from what I've seen. I'd love to see them live.
So they're S tier,
but their identity drops them down to like A for me. Like it's got to be like a B identity or C, because they don't do shit outside of Japan. Like they don't give a fuck about foreign people. Like they don't do any like outside of Japan stuff. Like they market everything for Japanese, which is great, but they don't do any of that like these other bands are, which it's hard to be like a global iconic brand if you don't.
I'm not taking that evidence. No, fuck that evidence. S tier.
That's not how it works. It's still evidence.
You would be a terrible detective, Alan.
He just throws it away.
Yep, throwing it away. No, doesn't make sense. Don't agree. S tier.
They're fucking great when they want.
I mean,
to
is that not a good point? Like they don't.
I think it's a great.
It's
point,
a horrible point.
I'm not saying they've never left Japan, Sim. I'm not saying they haven't like toured. I'm just saying they don't cater their brand at all.
I didn't know we were. I guess I missed that part of the ranking that was going to affect their ability.
Well, overall status, I think
identity.
that goes into. I think that goes into it. I do. I think like if one of these bands only had 500 listeners, I'm sorry, but they would fail that category, right? Like. And when you compare them to baby metal, they're not at the same level. Let's be real. Not today, they're not.
I appreciate
all they only just started doing collabs too. Like they've only done like a couple of collabs.
Appreciate all the comments.
Yeah.
It's noted, but they're still S tier.
I think they have S tier songs. I think they have a really fun live show.
I'm leaving. Here. You guys enjoy talking about.
He's made up his mind.
I think they're incredibly inconsistent, and they, for the last 10 years, have decided to only put out songs that are like a minute and a half long. So, While they may have
Oh my
been
God.
awesome at one time, they have slowly sort of been less awesome uh, over the course of the last decade.
Listen,
Alan can watch
Alan
this
tried
later.
to play devil's advocate by putting Baby Metal at A tier.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm sorry, but
And he's a huge Baby Metal fan. I don't buy it. He's just trying to play the game. I know what he's doing. Doing. Oh, look who's back. All right, so Alan, we've decided that it's gone down to B.
They're a B to me.
Is Champ done
It's
with
gone
his
down
bullshit?
to B now.
They're a B on my end.
It's
then.
S tier. It's cool. Your comments are cute, guys. Appreciate
So
it.
B plus A equals S
All right.
according to Alan.
B tier? What the fuck? Like, you guys are.
Yeah, I got moved down to B when you left. Yeah, sorry. That happened.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
They
God.
don't have the
told us to.
consistency.
Chat told us to. They said they weren't interested.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So maximum hormone S tier. All right. Broken by the Scream is next.
Hold on. Show the thing again. Hold on. Let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at right now.
Pop that guy back on the screen, big man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's here. There it is.
There we go. So we have Maximum Hormone, Baby Metal, Bandmate, all S. X Japan A because of reputation. During Gray and Duluth. Okay, Deviloof. All right. Listen, I still think Maximum Hormone should be A, but I'm not. It's not a hill worth dying on. I'm not going to fight Alan on this one because I haven't heard all of their songs.
Yeah,
so I can't say.
Yeah.
Haven't heard everything. But I will say everything I've listened to, I've fucking loved. I have loved. But I'm just saying the brand isn't big enough.
Are your reactions posted for that? I gotta watch those.
No, I haven't done any reactions. It's all been on Twitch. It's all been like just people requesting on Twitch. I haven't pulled any reactions for those. I should have because some of them were fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. What's next?
Yeah. Now created a
BTS.
Exactly.
Talking about the screen.
Yeah. I just want to say this. So in Maximum Hormone, like, how many bands have 4 iconic vocalists in one band, and they're all unique voices? That just blows my mind. Blows my
now you're
mind,
the bro.
okay?
Where are these words coming
Come on.
from?
Come on.
Okay.
All of them. Like,
People generally might know 2 of them. Might know 2 of them.
in Japan. We're talking
If
about
they're
Japanese
lucky.
bands here. We're not talking about.
Listen. I'll concede because Gordon made a really Mr. 2x4 made a really good point. I'll concede they're S tier just because now created and inspired Akane from Bandmade. So I will give that because just like we gave a lot of because that was my whole thing is
What
like
about
reputation
Hanabi?
and like
They inspired Hanabi.
Hold on. My point, my reason why I brought them down was because that third category of like their iconicism, they're just not like as well known. But we also bumped X Japan for that same category. So I have to claw back at myself and say, yeah, they did pave the path for like Hanabi, Akane with Bandmade. So because of that, they moved up for me.
I wonder how much influence they had for Baby Metal too, though. Like with Koba Metal.
Absolutely.
With Koba maybe, but not the girls.
None of this is
hold on. No. But Koba writes the songs. Like it's not
He
the
used
girls
to.
writing.
I don't think he does anymore.
He's a big. He produces a lot.
There's
of
no
them.
way.
No.
No way.
Guys, MTH, I'm sorry, but they are absolutely so far from an S tier band. Like, it's not even funny, man.
So far?
Like,
I don't know about so far.
They're not that like they'd be lucky to be slotted in an A after the last decade of what they've put out, which is practically nothing. And they were at once, like, to me, In Flames was the greatest metal band I ever heard. They put out 3 fucking amazing albums in a row. And then they put out some stuff that wasn't as great over the course of the next 10 years. And they're not the greatest metal band of all time.
I'm gonna revenge.
And MTH, what have they done for you the last decade, man? What have they done for you?
Well,
they're still an active band. It's not like they're X Japan and they stopped and they retired.
They were on Baby Metal's radio show Metaraji, and it was a hilarious episode. That's what they've done for me.
Go QI. Avril Lavigne is S tier.
I'm gonna revenge rank
F tier.
Now. I'm revenge ranking now on Champ. D tier for Broken by the Scream. Here we go.
You know you don't even believe that.
Yep.
You can't write a song like the one they put out 2 weeks ago and be F tier.
No. New song was D tier for sure.
So that's what we're on. Broken by the Scream. All right, I'm giving them a B. They're a solid B to me. They're fantastic when they want to be, but they're not always fantastic.
Solid D for
Oh
me.
my god.
Because of
Oh
reasons.
my god. I've only heard that one song. I've only heard that one song, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Since Shades,
because I've only heard the one song, I'll go with B. Because like that song was S, but I just don't know anything about. I've never seen him perform live. I've never really heard of him before that. So I'd say B or C. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I go D.
If I hear more of their stuff, but I don't know if I have enough time in a day to listen to a whole CD if they're all 20 minutes long. So I think
I go D tier only for the reason Champ wants Maximum Hormone and B tier. That's my only reason.
Yeah, but you still stuck them at S, so fuck off. Like, come on.
he's got power.
Shade, that song is the only song they have that sounds like that. I'll just tell you right now. Like, they don't have anything else that's like that. So,
Okay.
so if you're basing it on that one song, and that song is an S tier, like no, they don't hit that level.
Okay.
But they do have some really good tracks, but they've also like changed their entire band over the course of the last couple of years, I believe. And some of their tracks are not nearly as good, you know, and they don't have the stage presence or the iconicism.
Sounds like a D.
Like a D.
I think, yeah, B or C for me.
I'm following a different ranking system now as we're going forward.
All right, fair enough.
My rankings are all based off of Champ's prior comments. No, that determines my ranks for the future bands.
Hey, all right. What's so where are we putting it? Where are we leaving them at?
Put them at a C.
C.
C. Okay. All right.
I think that's the
but
average.
out of all seriousness, though, like that new song was that was fucking epic. But I've definitely been hit and miss on the writing. The musicians are fantastic. I don't know if they're the same for the entire time they've been together.
They're not.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, honestly, it would be a C tier. Just because I maybe it's just because of lack of knowing more about them. I haven't seen them live or anything. So
And this is how the podcast breaks up. J Scout says. Broken by the Solid Sound podcast.
This next band is gonna well, I can't wait for the haters are gonna be piling in on this one.
What's next? Put it back up on the screen.
Love Bites.
Oh. That's A. That's A for me. That is A for me.
Champ. What do you think, Champ?
They're in S tier on musicality.
Yep.
I agree.
I put them at an A on the other two, so overall I'm probably going to stick them at an A tier also.
Yep.
A tier. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're really, really great. Like at playing their instruments and stuff. I don't think all their songs are as great as their other songs. You know, like they have some fucking S+ tier songs out there, and some S+ tier performances. Like when they go out there, and you watch the two guitarists shred back and forth and stuff. It's fucking amazing. It's some of my favorite YouTube videos. You know, but overall, in A, I think that there are bands that have better live performances. There are bands that hit that third category a little bit better, and I do think that their songs could be a little more consistent in quality. So I'm giving them an A, but it's a strong A. Like they're a top tier A.
Damn, I wasn't expecting you to say A. This one's tough because there's some songs I absolutely love. Musicianship is definitely S tier. Live performance, so like seeing them in person, like if we're going by like the Bandmate thing, like Bandmate has a really good stage presence. I don't feel that with Love Bites. But they kind of do. I don't know why it doesn't resonate with me as much. With Fami, definitely. Like Fami, then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But they do have stage presence. It's just their own brand of it, you know. They remind me of the metal bands that I used to watch back in the day where they just do a lot of that.
Put their one foot up on the
just do that thing where like Bandmate, they're kind of crossing over on stage and stuff like that. So it depends on what you're looking for, but they're also playing like they're shredding like half the time. So the musicality is definitely S tier. I'm just not a fan of a lot of songs. I'm really not. I just I don't know. There's just some songs I do like, but I'm just not a fan of it. It's one of the bands I do not listen to as much.
That's why I put them in A for me, because their music wise, like I don't think I've heard a song I don't like from Love Bites. I don't think I've heard a song I don't like. And seeing them, like all their live performances that I've seen on like YouTube, I haven't been to a show obviously, but seeing their like stuff on YouTube, watching, their drummer, I can't ever remember her name, but their drummer, and then Fami on the bass, and you have Miyako and Midori on the guitars. And just like, they are just insane, like individually, like talented wise, just insane and so fun to watch.
Maybe the best. Like instrumentally, they might be the best overall.
Yeah. But I'm with you as far as the performances, though. I think it's because they play such ridiculously high speed power metal. It's like you can't be running around the stage while you're doing, like, you have to be like going crazy. So like, I guess that's just sort of their brand of that power metal. So I think they're honestly, like, the only thing that I pulled them down was like kind of the same category. Same thing I said for Bandmate, is like they just don't have that like grandiose, crazy stage presence. And then I don't know, they're Iconicis. I don't know. Like I don't know anyone who knows of, like, Love Bites isn't like very popular and outside of the small niche of like fan base. So I mean, they're very good, but like they're just not well known enough to be like considered an iconic band yet. But who knows? Maybe it'll catch on.
Actually, out of all seriousness, going back to the Maximum Hormone thing, you'd be surprised how many people actually know who they are in the U.S. just because of the animes and stuff with Death Note.
Maximum Hormone is more popular than Love Bites is over here.
I'd imagine,
for sure.
Yeah.
So where are you guys putting them? I stuck them at an A.
A for me.
Yeah, let's keep them at A.
A. Okay. Right. So
yeah,
it's fair. I think they're amazing.
They're amazing. I've said it before, but the lead vocalist for them, I can't remember her name. Asami. She just doesn't, her style of singing doesn't do it for me, but like that doesn't take away from the music as much as I think it would with maybe other bands, because the music is so strong. Like it's almost like the vocals are back up to the music, so like it's not that big of a deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wish she would sing in Japanese more. I will add that. I think they do a lot of their songs in English, and I wish it was more in Japanese. I think maybe it would be better for pronunciation wise and stuff like that. But
yeah.
You're so wrong about Love Bites. We're ranking them as like almost the best you can be. What do you mean? We're not putting them in D.
Have you guys ever been upset about getting an A on a test? Come on, guys.
All right, what's next on the list? We got them at A.
Hanabi.
Oh, S. Throw them up. Come on. Throw them up.
Champ.
S.
A.
S. Shut the fuck up. S. Keep going.
I don't think these rankings even count anymore.
Come on, keep going. They just played Wacken. They're doing the festivals. They're touring worldwide. Their stock's never been
Everyone in the chat saying S.
Their stock has never been higher right now. Throw it up. Come on. I'm wearing their shirt right now. Like, let's go. Come on.
Goat says I suck. They're an A to me, but I'm willing to bump them up to an S because I think they're close enough that I would be okay with it.
They just have such a unique sound. Like I can tell a Hanabi song immediately. And for me, that's just such a special thing to have in this genre. So I think there's so much that can sound the same. And they're just,
Yeah. See, this is where the chart is wrong because Bandmate is in S tier. Wait, what? Oh man. I guess I'm losing sight on like the categories and stuff like that. So if we're going like iconic, right? Are they really S tier yet? They will be for sure. I mean, they blew up on TikTok in the US, and that's what really put them on the map, right? So I guess it's really hard to rank that. Like, I guess that category is very difficult for me.
The iconic category is identity, is what it was.
Identity,
like, what is their brand? Like, do they have an identity? But it kind of merged into like we're calling it like iconic, but like that's sort of like synonym.
What do you mean? What do you mean like identity though? Like identity as in how big
are they recognizable
like,
as to what they are versus just a regular normal band?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because you had said you had ranked Maximum Hormone low for that, and then But Hanabi.
But then I retracted that. I retracted
okay,
that
gotcha.
Because the more I thought about it, I did retract that back. I was like, yeah, they like influenced all these other bands too. Like they're way more. Just because I haven't heard as much of their shit doesn't mean that's that's crazy. Yeah, I think this one's a unanimous S.
All right.
Not only if you're ignoring my A, but sure.
Yeah, I am. We are.
I mean, I was. You're convincing me of the S. I would say A also, but because I'm going off of musicianship, I wouldn't consider musicianship an S tier for Hanabi.
I wouldn't either. That's where it brings me down.
That's probably fair, but I'd say in musicianship is also like songwriting, and that's where they kind of fuse like this techno metal sound, which is just different enough that it's. I mean, what do they call it? Harajuku core. So it's like they kind of created their own subgenre of music, which.
And obviously, like my musicianship ranking for them is an A. Like I'm not going any lower than that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, because it depends on what you consider for musicianship. Because then there's the technicality in that. Then there's the unique riffs and stuff that you come up with. And I would argue that Hanabi has some unique riffs, but not as unique as Bandmade, Maximum Hormone, and Baby Metal unique riffs. They have the thing that makes their riffs unique is what they mix with it. Because without those elements mixed in with those riffs, it wouldn't stand up on its own. And that's why they're so good. That's where the writing really comes in. So it's very hard to like rank the musicianship. Because then you could argue, oh, well, that's S tier musicianship because they're able to produce something that makes a riff that normally would sound bland on its own be really fucking badass because you have all the extra sounds that are mixed in with it, you know? So yeah, that's hard.
Let me throw in one other variable here. Well, I think that every song that I've listened to by them is pretty awesome. And there are a couple that are better than the other ones. Like I love Part of Me. I think it's probably my favorite song from them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that like they have one of those songs that to me is like this is the blow away greatest song I've heard this year type of song. And I don't know if I've heard enough diverse, and maybe this is my own fault for only listening to like I know like 15 of their songs, I guess. I don't know if they have like the quality of diversity that some of the other bands have in their discography, where like when I turn them on, I do know what I'm getting out of them. 9.5 times out of 10. And I think that like pretty much all of their songs are like an 8 to 9 out of 10, but I'm not sure that I feel like any of their songs are a 10 out of 10 or even necessarily like a 9.5 out of 10. And that's why I'm putting them at like an A, because I think that they're great all the time, but not necessarily the best all the time.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part about ranking these, especially even with these subcategories, is it's still so opinionated. Because like,
it still
even
is,
you saying like you're ranking them 8 or 9, it's like I would put some of these songs at a 10. But I mean, there's other ones. Like there's some songs that I definitely skip. Like I'll listen to the first half and I'm like, all right, I've heard enough of this one. Like the song Neat Game is one of those where I'm like, I always like the intro. I think it's fun, but then it gets a little repetitive and I end up skipping it. That doesn't mean I hate the band. I just that's one of those songs that just doesn't keep me going. Like Spicy Queen, exact opposite. I've been listening to Spicy Queen like almost every single morning when I'm at the gym. Like it's like the second song on my playlist. Like I listen to it like every day. It's fucking great. But
I also think the best is to come with them in the sense that like I think they'll put out an album that is going to be the best album they've put out, and it hasn't happened yet. And I think that they'll maybe hit those things I want them to hit. Like maybe they will have like a 6-minute epic song on there or a really great ballad or something that diversifies them a little bit. And they're still early in their careers. I expect them to be even better later. I just don't think that they've hit that 10 out of 10
They're 10 years deep. I don't know if that's early in their career.
They didn't blow up until 4 years ago though, right? So like that's what I mean.
Not even
due to like the like limelight, like the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean lots of bands start out and they don't do much for the first 5 years or so.
Yeah. They always say
I do think that they have, yes, thank you, Tomorrow Man. I think that they have potential for S tier, and I actually do believe that they'll hit it. They just haven't yet for me.
Yeah. It really depends, like you were saying, like it depends on the opinion on it. It really does.
but I'm willing to bump it up to an S if both of you guys are putting them at an S. I don't have a problem with that.
No. I was thinking A, and it was mainly because of musicianship. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, depends on what you consider part of the musicianship, right? Like, are you considering the producing, the mixing, the, how it's done?
I do think you have to consider all that stuff. I think songwriting, I think consistency in songwriting, and how good you are at playing the instruments.
I think it just as soon as Alan does an interview with somebody, he's just like, oh, they're no longer special to me anymore. He put Baby Metal at A, and then he put Hannah BA at A. What are we doing? What is this podcast anymore? What are we talking about?
I was about to say I'm gonna go S tier. I'm gonna go S tier.
Sometimes just like Mr. Finch taught me, sometimes you just need to have an outburst to get what you want.
There you go.
I was about to say that before you did the outburst.
All right,
I interrupted you with the outburst.
Let's slot them at an S then. I have no problem with that. I do think they have potential for S anyway for me.
All right, Neki.
Oof.
I only know 2 songs from them. I like them both, but they weren't like something where I was like, whoa, this is the greatest song of all time. So with my limited knowledge on them, I'll put them at a C and feel okay about whatever you guys want to do beyond that.
I'll put them. I'm saying C with potential to go to B or A eventually. They just need to find their sound a little bit.
I agree. You guys took the words out of my mouth. And I saw them live. The stage presence was really, really good, actually. So I might actually go with B, just because I saw them in Japan, and they were good. They were solid.
Yeah,
and
they're just not really established enough yet.
They're not established yet. Yeah, it's
really
one of those
checking
bands.
Those boxes.
I think there was one of the bands we just threw on because we all knew them. But
yeah.
I was looking through like reactions I've done. I was like, oh, I've done Neki. That's one to add. That's the reason they're on this.
They got a cool vibe, man. Like I do think that they're like, and the instrumentalists are actually really good, and they have some really clever parts in their songs.
And the drummer is always wearing a basketball jersey, which I like. She was wearing a Luka jersey before he betrayed us Dallas fans, and it was great.
There was
I really liked it.
A song that they just came out with before I went to Japan. They played it live, and it was like one of the best songs they have done. And I'm like, damn, if they keep going in that direction, that song that I heard, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'll look it up here in a second. But it was so good. I'm like, man, if they keep going that direction, the music, I mean, it's so good. The bassist is phenomenal too.
Yeah, I agree.
She killed
What's her name?
Yeah.
Kanade. Yeah, Semno Kanade. Yeah, she's awesome. She's the best part of the band.
Man, I don't
really good. She's really good. Maybe B.
I go B.
Yeah, the more we talk about it, the more we hype it up. Maybe B with potential to go to A eventually. Let's go B.
Yeah, I say B. Yeah, let's go B. See, this is what happens. We just keep hyping it up.
This is the most unanimous we've decided on anything. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, dude, we have so many left to go through.
We might have to do part 2.
Should we do this like part 2 the next week?
Yeah, let's do one more and then part 2 next week, and we could even add some more next week if we want to.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do Nemophila, and then we'll talk about the update with Crossfaith.
All right, I'm gonna go last on this one. You guys go first.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Do we?
I think I know. I think I know what Champ's gonna say. Nemophila. This one's crushing to have to say it.
Oh, what? Say it.
I think A. I want to put him S, but I think A.
I don't think S. I do think A also.
I think
mainly because their sound guy fucked them over when I watched them live twice with a fucking bass obnoxiously loud every time. No, but their stage presence is so good. Their live shows are so good. And Nemophila is A tier for me, but
it's one that if they when they come back to this, they're coming back when I'm not gonna be able to travel because they're doing that festival to my gosh, what's it called? We just talked about it last week. They're bringing them to New York and LA. Oh my god, Alan, you did a whole video with the guys setting up oh my god, what's it called? One Rise or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, but I would love to see them when they come in.
It's so weird though, because Nemophila has some of my top favorite songs I can go back and listen to over and over and over again, like Hypnosis and all the weird new metal mixes mixed in.
Yeah. One Sky. There we go.
I really wish they would dive deeper in that sound, but they're versatile. They change up their sound a lot. And I think with the new stuff, with just having the one guitarist, it sounds like they're going to start going for a specific kind of sound now. And Hazuki kills it. Tamu's a professional. He was saying S tier in the chat. She's all around a professional. She's another one that was, influenced by Maximum Hormone, right?
Maximum Hormone.
Yep.
I think so.
Yep. Big fan of Now.
We get it. They're already an S. You don't need to keep saying it.
Just want to drive it home,
Yeah, I'd say, Champ, I gotta hear from you. What do you think?
I think Nemophila does some of the best stuff. Like, I think that some of their songs are the best of the best that I've heard coming out of Japan. And then they have some songs that I think are just not that great. I don't love their covers. They are maybe the most diverse when it comes to hitting different genres, like on this list, because they'll do like pop punk or 80s, thrash or new metal or death metal or whatever, and they switch it all up. I think Mayu's got maybe the best voice on this list. But their live show was not that great. It was so fucking loud that you couldn't hear anything. That might have just been that one place, but I heard other people say similar things in other places.
Yeah. We were on the same page with that. It was weird because Whiskey Go Go, great. It was great. I saw their first show when they first came here. That was good. But all the shows after that, they really fucked them over with that sound. I think it was in Dallas. I saw them like blowing out your eardrums. Like, what the hell? And then
it's a little rough, and a lot of the stuff starts to blend together because it's so heavy. So it's kind of hard to differentiate part to part at an Nemophila concert. I do think their songs, like, they have more for me S tier songs than any of the other bands on this list, but I also think they have a lower floor than some of the other bands on this list. So for that alone, they're an A for me. Like, I want to put their music at an S. I do, because it's my favorite. But respectfully, they're just not as consistent, I think, in quality as, let's say, a Bandmade or a Baby Metal when it comes to just releasing track after track. So they're going to be an A for me. But and the fact that they did lose a guitarist, I love Brainwash. I think it's a great song, but you can tell that there's like a difference in the sound now that there's one less guitarist, and that like they're trying to take a little bit of a different vibe. Like, the solos seem to start falling out a little bit and are being more like replaced with breakdowns instead, which is not like a huge, I don't love that. So I'm not sure the direction that they're going in exactly, but I think that their best stuff came out on their first album, mostly, outside of like Atabana. But I got to see the next thing where they release a full album with only one guitarist to see how it's really going to be going in the future. But they're a real A to me that can put out S tier music.
Someone put in chat, Nemo is also a corpo band made by their manager producer.
But half the bands on this list are. So is Baby Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think being a corporate band is like a good or a bad thing. Like, I just think it's a statistic. I don't think or for
half of what we listen to that comes out of Japan, they're like idol bands, and they go through the training situations, so it's like we can't take points off for that. It's
well, if you do, like, pull up the list again, Alan.
Yeah.
Look at our S tier list right now, and how many of those are like Bandmade, Baby Metal. I guess two out of Maximum Hormone is not, and Hanabiya is not, but like 2 of the 4 so far are these corporate put together bands. It's just like it or not,
how is
somebody who knows what they're doing put something together that works. Like,
that's awesome if you can have that kind of skill to do it,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't care one way or another. I don't really know the origins of these two groups, like Nemophila and Bandmade, for example. I've heard that management helped to put them together. I've heard that they had writers, that are outside of the band also, that depending on the songs or the point in their careers. But I'm really trying not to take points off that, because if you do, then you got to do that for all of, like, so many of these bands that we listen to, and I don't want to start picking hairs with that. So I'm just gonna say they're an A, and they can be an S, but they aren't always.
All right, I like
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. All right, we'll do part 2 next week. With this. A little update on Crossfaith. All right. The band put out a statement. They said, if for those that don't know, they were caught in a controversy where one of the members was talking to an underage girl and did not go over very well. And then the band kind of defended them, and then they didn't. And Radke had called them out on this on social media, and it just blew up, which kind of really sucks for Crossfaith because they were about to start blowing up really fast. And, you know, one of the bands that they looked up to, Falling in Reverse, were the ones that pretty much destroyed them at this point. That's the way I look at it. That's kind of a wild story. It's like, what does that remind? What does that story remind you of? Like, you know, it comes from something. Is like a known? Is it a Shakespeare story that's very similar to that kind of thing? Like where there's this guy, he's going for somebody that they look up to, and then that was the person that like brought him down. You know, there's some story like that. I can't remember what it is that's been like told over and over and over again. But anyways, it reminded me of that. I don't remember. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. But anyways, they completely destroyed themselves. And they put out a note about their future saying, after careful and thorough discussions among the members about our future, we have decided to take an indefinite hiatus as a band, as we believe it is necessary to take this time to reflect on who we are as Crossfaith and rebuild our foundation. We would like to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has supported us, and we sincerely apologize for having to deliver such news. Each member will continue their individual activities with sincerity and dedication. I read that as they're done. They're done.
Yikes. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's rough, man. I feel so bad for the people that may not have been involved at all, but there was some bad decision making happening here, you know? Not just from one person, but likely from multiple. And I think they could have handled this better. I think it sucks because they're a pretty good band. I don't know, man. I don't think they're coming back together, though. It's really hard to recover from something like this.
Like Metal Incarnate says, indefinite hiatus in Japanese means they broke up. And yeah, that's for the most part that's happened. Yeah.
I mean, what did y'all's thought on that? Like, do you think, because I saw like Gordon and some people in the chat talking about like, do you think Ronnie was just being spiteful and calling him out just to
I don't think so.
Shit on him, or do you think it was a good thing to call it out? Like,
I think it was a good thing to call it out. I don't like the way he went about it, but of course that's Ronnie. That's his style. That's how he does it. But he has a kid. He has a kid. I mean, like, so when you have a kid, like you're gonna make sure you call out every single thing. Not saying if you don't have a kid, you're not gonna call out, but you know what I mean. There's a little bit more passion.
It hits harder.
It hits harder. There's more passion behind it, you know. And he decided to film him in the heat of the moment doing it, and he wanted it to get taken care of. So he just called it out.
And it did.
Because he felt like
you
guys saw the conversations. It didn't like when you're looking at it. There's some parts where Ronnie could have just stopped and he didn't. Like I think he should have just left it on the side and not blew it up publicly. Like he should have just like taken care of it and then let the band try to resolve it. But it did seem like the band was being slow to resolve. But then you could argue it could have been a translation issue, miscommunication, you know, between the members, not knowing English and stuff like that. But then the singer knows English pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was handled properly. And Ronnie's been doing this forever. He always just like blows it up publicly. Like he's known to do
I think Ronnie did the right thing for the wrong reasons in the wrong way. So like ultimately we got what we needed, but I don't think that his intent was necessarily in the right place, and I don't necessarily think that he handled it in a respectable manner. But we got to the point where we needed, which was people knowing the truth. So
I don't know if I've ever seen Ronnie handle anything in a respectable manner.
Oh man, that's why I don't want to just sit here and be like, "Go Ronnie, you did a great thing, buddy." I don't think he cared really that much about that as much as he cared about having some drama on his YouTube channel or whatever that he could talk about and make money off of.
I think Ronnie just has given up. Like, I think he is just so checked out. I mean, he's written entire songs about cancel culture. Like, I think he's just so checked out of the idea of like, you can't cancel me. Like, you can't, like, you can do whatever you want. Like, I can do whatever I want. And I think he just likes to push that envelope of like, I can say whatever I want on here. You guys can't do shit about it. You know, free speech, yada, yada, yada.
Eminem syndrome. You know, like you just at some point you reach a certain like I don't give a fuck attitude where people can't cancel you because you don't give a fuck if you get canceled.
Exactly. I think that's where he's at. So he's like, listen, I don't think those messages were good. I think it's fucked up. You sent that. I think you knew exactly what you were doing, and I'm going to call it out. And he did not care about his tact or his the way he was going to be viewed about it. So I think you said it perfectly, Champ. I think he did the right thing in the wrong way for the wrong reasons. I think that was the perfect way to put it.
So, something to remember too. It was it only like 5 years ago, like Japan itself, like that culture just changed like the law of what's underage and what isn't too. Like that's a factor that plays in. Like I think it's something crazy. I looked this up a while ago. We were talking about it. It was like age of consent was like 13. It was crazy. It was a very young age, and they just upped it only a few years ago. Not saying
this is going to be a really weird Google search. Hold on.
Yeah, not saying that's any better or anything like.
Oh my god,
it's just different
age
culture.
of consent. Yeah, age of consent raised from 13 to 16.
Yeah. So it was and that was just recently.
I don't know. I'm trying to find a link. Hold on.
Yeah, it was only like a few years ago that they raised it to 16. So I'm just saying, not justifying or anything. Just remember the culture over there for a very, very long time. Like the consent was 13. You know,
this was 2023. This was super recent.
Yeah. So only 2 years ago they raised it to 16.
Oh, that changes the perspective a lot. Wow.
Well, and
I mean, it's still fucked up. But
it's still fucked up. But yeah,
at least I can understand why it was less fucked up in their eyes. Like, whoa.
Because there was a time in the States where people thought the consent was what, like 12 or something like that.
Listen, let's not talk about the state's history. All right, we don't want to go down that road.
But I mean, but you got to put it in perspective, like the cultures and stuff, like where the bands are coming from. Not saying that it's right or anything. Like it's definitely fucked up to have it that low. Even 16 still, like, still not high enough in my opinion. But
well, there were. During the Me Too movement, there was like a big thing that happened in the wrestling industry where a bunch of people got canceled. And I will say, like, there were a couple in the UK that got canceled for sleeping with 16-year-old girls, 16 and 17-year-old girls. But the age of consent was 16 where they were. It didn't matter to the public opinion. You know what I mean? And like, that's for any individual person to decide. Legally, it was okay. These people still are not working in the industry anymore because of how we feel as a society about it. So it's legality when it comes to age of consent to me is like, it's a really weird topic, you know, because what are we talking about? Yesterday it was okay and tomorrow yesterday it wasn't okay. Tomorrow it is. It's a weird conversation to have, but
using legality as a form of morality is not always a solid argument.
Yeah, so I look at that and I go, if you think it's wrong for a 25-year-old to sleep with a 16-year-old, it shouldn't matter what country you're in or anything like that. That's up to you to decide. I personally think it's fucking icky, regardless.
Yeah, and for sure, I totally get what you're saying because it's always going to matter what the public thinks, and no matter what what anyone says, right? Like even in the U.S., we range from 16 to 18. There's no 15. Somebody put 15 in chat. It's 16 to 18. There's no state that does 15 for age of consent in the states.
Mm-hmm. And it changes. Like I remember, for example, in New Jersey, it was like if you were 16, the person that you were sleeping with couldn't be older than 18. And then once they were older than 18 or not, if they were 19, that person had to be 18.
I'm not going to lie.
Right. So it was like a weird sort of like, it depends on where you are in your life and stuff like that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm shocked at how many states are 16 for age of consent in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea. I don't even know what Texas is.
It's pretty consistent, actually, crazy. 16.
Even Jersey's 16. Like New York's 17.
But like I said, with New Jersey, there are caveats. Like you can't be over 18.
I wonder how many of these are caveats too. Like it's 16, but like what does the partner have to be? Like is it 16 up to like 20 or 16 up to 18?
Yeah, that's how they set a lot of these up.
The legal age of consent typically spans from 16 to 18, contingent upon the jurisdiction in certain regions conflicting. Oh, wow. So there can be changes in regions. So maybe that person that mentioned 15, maybe there's one of those states that do that.
Yeah. And this is why the whole topic is like kind of fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Like It's like we're talking about you cross a state line and you got a different law. So you can't really go by the law on this stuff. You got to go by what you feel is right, what you feel is wrong individually.
I'd say we're talking about like the average person, right? But once you put yourself in a public celebrity light, everything is a lot more strict, and you have to be more strict on yourself. Like, if you know this person is 14 or however old it was that he was messaging, like, you got to know better than that. Like, you have to be better than that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. It's we can talk like morality and legality and all that, like depending on location and how it's bullshit or whatever. But
yeah,
I mean, once you become like a public figure like that, you got to be smarter than to make mistakes like that and be dumb like that. Like, don't
You're just
message
playing with
underage
fire,
girls.
man.
Yeah, don't message. Don't message. To be fair, don't message anyone. Like, keep your shit private. Like, do the baby metal thing. Just be removed from the public eye outside of performing. That's how I would want to do it if I ever was like a celebrity. Like, fuck that. I don't want to be involved in any of the mess. I don't want it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, as like a general umbrella rule, I'm just gonna say if you're in your 20s, you should probably not sleep with anybody under 18. I mean, if you're in your 30s, I don't know why you would want to. You know, like as a 39-year-old, there's nothing appealing about a 17-year-old girl to me. Like, it's just seems gross and off-putting, you know? So, like, I mean, I don't know. If you're struggling with that, man, maybe you gotta look inwards a little bit.
I said, I'm surprised the South isn't 30. Yeah.
Are you? I don't know.
Yeah, they're thumping Bibles down here.
They are thumping Bibles, but I'm not sure they all stick to that Bible teachings, my friend.
No, they're the freakiest, man. So don't slide into Shade's DM with the meat out pigs. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. No, thanks.
Oh man,
Adesio, that's the Parks and Rec rule. I don't think that applies to real life, buddy.
8+7.
Oh man. No, you guys should all give send pics to Shade's DMs. He loves them. He loves them.
No thanks. I'll pass. I'll pass.
Here's his no.
Here's his cell phone number.
All right, guys. That's the show
Let's
for today.
wrap this one up.
All right, you all have a good one. See you next Sunday. We'll do the top. We do have the top 10 list. We'll do that next Sunday.
And we'll finish our little tier list that we were doing.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Hi guys.
See you.
See you.